Hey, let's go. And thank you for joining us again this week. The World Series is now a wrap. We're going to put a bow on it, as it were. The Dodgers prevailed, unfortunately, for at least one of us. And also, we're going to review the CBS Sports mock draft that Mike and I were fortunate to be part of last week with Scott White and some of the boys there. And we're also going to look at the 2025 starting and relief pitchers with kind of a review of this year and a look ahead to next year. But before all that, as we always do, we begin the show by asking you the question, where else would you rather be than right here? Boom! Right now, you're looking at two guys whose football teams have just absolutely quit with the Raiders and Jets. So we are going to focus on fantasy baseball.
Why?
Why what? Why they quit?
Why bring that up?
Hey, we could talk about the Bruins.
Go ahead. No, proceed. It's fine.
You're looking live at our Split Studios. This is Fantasy Baseball Now, episode 62.
Jab this
part of our show.
Eyeball.
The Ball9.com podcast network. We could talk about the Islanders losing twice to the crappy Bruins in a week if you want to, but let's make it baseball. Maybe we'll feel a little better.
You happy now?
Yeah, I am.
You happy?
Baseball B9, hello. Thank you for joining us.
I should have went to CVS and picked up my blood pressure medication before the podcast. Thank you very, very much. In addition to watching us live, thank you for those who do. Also, follow us at ball9.com. Hit the like button, smash the like button, subscribe on the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple, wherever podcasts come to you, because you don't want to miss this. I mean, the brilliance. Again, this is the culmination of us reiterating why neither of us won our baseball leagues this year. When we review our starting pitcher rankings and closer rankings compared to the final, surprising. The very surprising CBS Sports final pitcher rankings. Very surprising. There will be a lot to talk about.
Awesome.
On this with the start, a lot to talk about because, wow, stunned.
Well,
honestly, stunned. Like I was typing and looking, and I'm like, and then I was checking rank, and I'm like, am I reading this right? Because it doesn't look right to me. But
let's get to the World Series.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, here's what I feel bad for. I feel bad for the Blue Jays. I feel bad for
Canada.
I don't. Those poor people in Toronto. My God.
Terrence and Phillips and Pierre Trudeau and Poutine and Tim Horton and Labatt.
Toronto.
You left 800,000 runners on base. You can't run the bases for shit. Ricky Henderson spun in his grave twice in that series because you guys continue to get thrown out. You left so many runs on the table that series, which you had no business being in the first place, was so winnable, and you gave it to him. And Miguel Rojas, like, come on, really? Really?
The hard part is,
was it 1 second? Was it 1 second after Joe Davis said Jeff Hoffman gave up the most homers in Major League Baseball? Their closer, the most homers in Major League Baseball.
I think it was 2 seconds after he said he needs to make this an action pitch, and boy, did he. And it was about 10 seconds after I'm thinking to myself, just Rojas isn't going to go deep. Just grease one for him and just make sure, try and get him to pop out before O'Connor.
Like somebody jabbed a screwdriver into a tire. You could just hear the and the entire air deflate out of that place.
But we talked in October about how the Dodgers are so fundamentally sound, and they were not in this series, but they were when they had to be. Rojas makes the play. Doesn't pull. Who's that poor guy in the Phillies that threw that ball away?
Or in Kirkring?
Yeah. Okay. He didn't do that. Will Smith's
boy.
I'm still not 100% sure it was on the plate, but the play by Pahe to make that catch.
Well, if he didn't make that, if Kiki Hernandez would have caught that, it would have been a miraculous catch because he would have had no business with it. The way he was tracking that ball and trying to Willie Mays basket over the shoulder catch that. it would have been a miraculous catch. And he would have smashed face first into the wall and probably maybe dropped it anyway. There's Dave Roberts again, right? You can't. I said it after last year's World Series. I'm done. I'm not criticizing the guy anymore. He went full starter because his bullpen is not to be trusted. Uncle Theodore, his bullpen is not to be trusted. Yamamoto was unbelievable.
Uncle Ted, welcome. Yeah, he was.
Just phenomenal. I mean, I guess they weren't so upset about Shane Bieber that they did sign him for $16 million today. I mean, maybe if he didn't give up the home run, he would have got 20.
Well, he opted in.
He did opt in. I mean, Yamamoto he was tremendous. That was as good. That was Madison Baumgartner-esque World Series pitching performance. He really was. He was terrific. Just complete command the entire time, and even and I mean, I'm not a giant Smoltz fan, as I've said a million times, but like even when he didn't have great command, he still got guys out.
He hit Kirk with that pitch, and I'm like, oh my God, did he leave it? I mean, should he have brought it? You got to ask yourself the question: should he be out there? He just pitched the day before.
I know. All right. Okay. Speaking of hit by pitches, when Jimenez got hit in Game 6 after trying to get hit on the pitch before, here's a new rule that needs to be instituted in baseball, and I'm adamant about this one. If you leave the bullpen, you got to throw fucking hands. Enough jogging in from the bullpen like you're going to mix it up and then stand around for 5 minutes. If you leave the bullpen, you must throw punches. Like and you might as well just get it over with in center field. Like both bullpens meet,
do that.
Pull out like 6-on-6 like a hockey pregame fight and just have at it.
Save yourself the jog in.
Have the bullpen catchers act like the goalies and they got to fight each other too. But stop it. Like, what are we doing here? But he should have drilled him, and you didn't need to be a lip reading expert to hear to figure out what he said to him afterwards. He said bad words on TV.
You know what a bad I wanted to bring up? I haven't heard anybody discuss it, so I'm clearly the visionary here. The first at bat of the bottom of the ninth with Guerrero against Snell, 3-0, make him throw a strike. I know he's trying to hit the home run to win. I understood what he's trying to do. You don't go swinging on 3-0. You got to get on base. Get on base. Because then Bichette gets the hit after that.
The one thing with him, though, the one thing with him, and so in extra innings, the same stuff comes up as it did in the 18-inning game where a lot of flyouts because everybody's trying to win it with one swing of the bat. He doesn't really try to hit home runs.
No. He
doesn't really try to hit home runs, but you got to, like, Snell was struggling a little bit. You got to take a pitch. They were going to take him out anyway. I mean, let him burn some more pitches. You know, he's going to throw something semi-juicy. That's a great point, Uncle Ted. And when they played small ball, they dominated that series.
Yeah.
And when they tried to swing for everything, that's when
it's hard to bang on Vlad Guerrero for anything he did in the postseason. He was great.
Unbelievable.
But boy, in that spot, you got to get on base. But
I mean, so some uniqueness in this World Series. Obviously, when you throw an 18-inning game in, Will Smith sets a record for most innings caught in a World Series. But more impressive, now 6 straight World Series, Will Smith has won a world championship.
Yes.
Not the same Will Smith.
Nope.
But
dominant left-handed middle reliever.
Well, semi-dominant.
Semi-dominant.
He got 3 in a row, and Smith has 1 and 2 on the back end.
Yep.
And when they signed Kyle Tucker to fix their offense, and every available relief pitcher that can throw a strike, they'll probably be right there again next year.
Yep. Very likely. Now, best word. This is the most postseason baseball I've watched in a long time. I couldn't get enough. Every night I had baseball. the baseball game 7 outdrew the NBA game 7 from the spring. I think by 9 ratings points. That's awesome for the game, which is going to blow itself up in just over a year when they lock out in 27.
Yeah.
But best World Series since when? My first thought was 75 Red Sox and Reds, that epic 7-gamer, 86 Mets Red Sox. I could understand that. Yankees, Arizona. Sorry, Luis Gonzalez with a steroid needle sticking out of his ass.
That's 3. That's 3. Not that I'm keeping score.
Yeah.
But that's 3.
You didn't need Sauce Gardner and Kennan Williams anyway, so
4.
You can move on from that.
Thank you.
You get draft picks. Best World Series since when?
Jesus, it's been a while. It's been a while. You know what's interesting to me.
And I'm glad Uncle Ted's here, by the way. So
what's really interesting to me, the Freeze walk off, the Carter walk off, but what's interesting to me is only twice since 2013 has the home team won on their own field when they've won the World Series.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't know
that. When it looked like the Blue Jays were going to win, right in the top of the 9th, that they threw the graphic up there. It's like 2 times in 16 years. Oh, for Christ's sakes. You too, Uncle Ted? Jesus Christ. Former friend of the show. Pick on the fat kid night tonight, I guess.
I still have it worse than you, by the way, because the only good thing going in my sports world was Nebraska football, and Dylan Raiola broke his leg the other night on an illegal should be illegal.
I was stacking them all up to just puke them in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I'll forget that one.
Our recruiting class for 2027.
This was a great World Series, and you asked me before we came on in our very in-depth, as always, pre-production meeting.
90 seconds.
Like, why was it that long tonight? It was 90 seconds. 40 of which we talked about the show. So, but the other factor in Game 7 was it was also Oklahoma City and Indiana.
Yeah.
So there wasn't so like basketball fans watch Game 7 of the NBA. I watched every minute of that finals because it was great basketball. But this was really good baseball up and down. This World Series had literally everything. I mean, it had everything. Smoltz got his safety squeeze in at one point. I mean, this literally had everything. I mean, it had 2 extra inning games, right, which is rare. It had great pitching. It had starters coming in. It had Kershaw being able to close out his career at home.
Yep.
Good for him. Good for him, right? Good that he's got his moment. It had huge game-winning hits on both sides. It had guys that nobody knew about, Clement, Barger, who had huge World Series. Clement set a postseason record for the most hits. So, I mean, it's when you play that many games, right? Because they were stretched. They went Game 7, 2 series in a row.
Yeah. To
be that consistent over that period of time is I mean, Mookie does nothing, but he wins a game, right?
Yeah.
So it literally, I mean, Ohtani literally did nothing except for 2 playoff games where he was 3 playoff games out of that entire set where he was epic in all 3 of them. But his totality of his playoffs wasn't great. Like the Dodgers pitched and scratched their way to this World Series. I mean, it wasn't easy for them. And in the beginning of the year, we thought they were going to win 120 games and rip through this thing like it was nothing. So they ran into the team that played them the right way. And made it miserable for him. Doesn't strike out a lot, fouls a ton of pitches out. Springer with a resurgence year, good call, Uncle Ted. I mean, it had this World Series had a little bit of everything, and I think it's easier sometimes when you don't have a horse in the race to actually enjoy it, right? To actually enjoy the World Series, enjoy the games for what they are. I mean, I'm not a big fan of either team. I guess at the end of the day, I wanted the Blue Jays to win because I hate the Dodgers far more than I hate the Blue Jays, but it was an all-time great World Series.
Yeah,
It's as good as there's been in the last 20 years for sure.
I think so. The Rojas homer, just the unlikely guy.
That's another button, right? That's another
Yeah.
Dave Roberts button. I felt like we needed some energy.
Yeah. Yeah, David Sampson on his podcast said that he had Rojas in Miami. They said he is beloved in locker rooms. They love him.
Oh, he is. He's an ultimate, like, he's the definition of glue guy, right?
Glue. I was just going to use that term.
Play any place you tell him to.
Yep.
Play when you ask him to. Doesn't bitch and moan when he's not playing. Always up, energizing the bench. Doesn't kill you when he plays. Gets into these streaky little patches. I mean, he had a couple of really good years for the Marlins. I was a little surprising when they traded him, but then, Xavier Edwards comes up, so now you know why they do. But
yeah,
because he was kind of like he was the veteran leader on a really young team, and then you bring him to a veteran team and he fits right in, like it's nothing. Yeah, really, he'll be a NEPTA guy for not Gaetti at some point in the next 10 years, I'm sure. Maybe he'll make the Hall of Very Good.
Hey,
Another really good follow, by the way. The Hall of Very Good's really good.
He is a good follow. We wanted to talk about our mock draft, and it's funny. Chris Towers just posted an article. If people want to, after our show, head over to CBS Sports Fantasy Baseball. Chris Towers just posted a story, 15 most interesting picks from our mock draft. But Mike and I wanted to talk about our drafts, who we came up with. Wow. Graphics department working overtime this week. Well done. Well done, my friend.
There was some took a little bit, but we did what we did. So this is literally chipped off the site. So it's position and then draft position that they were taking, and I was going to reorder them, but I'm like, yeah, nope, not doing that. I'm just not going to do that. So Ted, it's two pitchers, a corner and a middle, 5 outfielders, a DH, all the infield positions, and 9 pitchers. And it's just and it's a straight mock, so it wasn't. I don't know if he's going to run it. He may. It was a 12-team league. He may run it. He may. Wasn't it? So one. When did I take Turner? Turner was 24 and Jazz was 25. So 12-team league, because I got those.
Yeah. Now for context, one thing about this, and I know Scott White mentioned it in the write-up, we didn't have access to rankings and we didn't have access to ADP because there are none. And so, like a guy like Cade Horton, who I love, I forgot about him because his ranking was 999.
Well, that would explain why I got Cade Horton, Schlittler, how I got Jack Leiter at 219. How I got Drake Baldwin at 144. I mean, that would explain how that happened, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I started looking at the main event already. I was thinking about, actually, Ted, I was thinking about playing a qualifier just to get my feet wet with it. Just to get my feet wet with the main event so I could understand like how it works, how I'm drafting, what it looks like, and try to do a qualifier and then go to main event next year. I think that's just jump in. Yeah, there is a part of that. There is something to be said for just jumping in. But it was so I took Ohtani with, as I said last week, I took Ohtani with the first pick. And picking one in a fully open draft I got to tell you, it sucks. It really is not great.
It's hard to do.
I'd rather pick 12 team. I'd rather pick 5 through 8, if I'm being honest. Because then you're always grabbing guys. I got jumped by so many guys.
Yeah, I was behind Marty Tallman. I don't know where he's out of, but he irritated me all night long. All night. I had Hunter Brown queued up in the 4th round, and he took him right in front of me, and I got pissed and didn't have a pitcher, so I took Max Fried, who's okay. I chose Fried over. I'm looking at the draft now. Jaron Duran went after that, but Brian Wu, Cody Bellinger, a couple guys after that. I should have taken Hunter Green. I left him on the table, and you grabbed him to open up the 5th round. So tough decisions.
It was tough decisions, and to Ted's point, I was in the mode to go with 9 starters, and I took Bednar just because I took Bednar.
Yep.
And then everything went crazy, and I'm like, my last pick was Grant Taylor, and that was kind of surprising. That, like, I just literally just blew it off. Like, I'm just like, the heck with it.
Yeah, I'm not strong in relief, and they all went. And I've done that with relief pitchers before, and never again. Never again.
Well, you said that. You were adamant. You were adamant last year that you
This
weren't
time I mean it.
ever going to take a closer, yet you took one in the 1st round in our league. So I'm still trying to figure that one out.
No, but I've learned. I've learned from my lessons. You won't hear Mason Miller coming out of my mouth in round 1 this year.
You'll probably take Yohan Duran in the 1st round this year.
No, I'm off that. I'm back on not doing the reliever thing for quite a while. I pick them in the 8th and 9th rounds. Go back to back, grab your 2, and move on. Call it a day.
Yeah, Ted, we talk about that a lot, right? You take a closer when, in Roto, you give up wins, you give up strikeouts, you probably give up whip if you draft a good pitching staff. You don't even really, you get a shitty closer, they kill you. It just, you're better off winning 4 categories and punting on 1 than you are trying to mix and match your way through finishing 4th in 5 categories. Right? And they don't pitch enough to give you enough Ks. They just don't.
No.
Not anymore.
The rare exceptions. But
they're not, God forbid they pitch 3 days in a row. My God, their arm might fall off. They could, God forbid. And if they pitch 2 innings, there's no way they're pitching the next day because they're just not available.
No.
Like, they're just not available. The pick, you taking Xavier Bogaerts that shocked me.
I took him over Marcus Semien. I don't know why. I just did. It was late.
Yeah, Semien was my next to last pick.
Yeah,
Semien
was out there. Just it was almost painful. He was like the guy in the green room at the NFL draft. You're just like, no, we'll see you on day 3, bud. Thanks for keep coming back for the entertainment value.
And so many other guys that went instead of him. It was very, very surprising. It was very surprising. It was fun. It was super early. It was super, super early. I strategized infield over outfield, and if I did it again, I probably would mix that up a little bit differently.
Yep.
But I probably wouldn't have taken Turner, and I would have taken the best outfielder available if I was doing this again. And we'll do. Hopefully we'll be invited to do another one when we get closer to the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I hope so.
when we get more information on players and where players sign, right? Where players sign, where they sign as free agents is going to be huge. And maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe we'll do the top 20 free agents and likely fit where we'd like to see them, where they'd have the biggest fantasy impact.
We can do that.
Imanaga just declined his option, so he's a free agent. So I don't know what the Cubs are doing. I read today they're in a cost control mode. Fucking Chicago Cubs. My God. Holy smokes.
My God. They packed the place with old style loving fans.
Yeah.
It's a great venue. It draws Wrigley Field draws fans. If you put a good team out there, it's even better. But
it doesn't even matter if they have a good team.
No, it doesn't. They go for the party, and I've been part of that party, and it's a lot of fun.
When they were awful, there were still 35,000 people there. It's just people go to Wrigley because they want to go to Wrigley and see a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a shitty TV deal as well. That's going to impact that's going to probably impact the CBA more than anything. Is this TV stuff is and the unknown for the money. Yeah. So maybe we'll get our we'll get the pain. Maybe we'll be rooting for a lockout if they agree to sell MLB Network to ESPN, and ESPN gets back in baseball. Good God, they can't go away fast enough. Actually, they could stay in baseball if they just got a new Sunday night crew.
I don't think it's time for them. Move on.
Well, they don't care.
No, they don't care.
It's sixth on the page. It doesn't lead unless it's a World Series. It's not. Hey, Dirk.
Dennis, happy Wednesday, buddy. Great talking to you last week. Oh, Dennis, since you're here, Kevin says hello. I spoke to him the other day.
He didn't. He didn't, Dennis. He's just trying to make you feel good because he wants some sausage. But don't.
No. He said it, and I'll take the sausage.
I did get a big box. I did get a big box on my porch yesterday. It wasn't Syracuse sausage. It was Nusky. It was Nusky's bacon from Wisconsin.
I'm looking for Syracuse sausage with the fontanella cheese and some diced peppers. Let's make that happen.
It's a good product.
Chop, chop. Make that happen.
It's a good product. I mean, from what I remember, it's been a bit. It's been a bit.
Shall we get to there's Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted, he's down in Texas, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wonder if Uncle Ted is a connoisseur of Syracuse sausage.
It could be.
All right.
This is CBS.com's final pitcher rankings. You're not far from
that.
Dennis.
Is in Dallas.
You're not far at all. So this is where I started to understand whether I was typing right or not. Carlos Rodon, 5th.
This is CBS final rankings?
This is CBS's final rankings.
Didn't I cut Carlos Rodon about 2 weeks into the year because I was just pissed?
Well, he was walking everybody, so there was.
He was walking everybody.
But Crochet finishing number 1 wasn't entirely surprising to me. But Wu and Rodon ahead of Peralta and Christopher Sanchez was. Pivetta, as high as he was. Wheeler and Evaldi, who were both injured, and they made the list, yet Hunter Green, who was equally as injured, did not. Merrill Kelly making this list did. Gavin Williams over Tanner Bybee. And it just goes to show that you just got to go. I mean, if you can eliminate every iota of emotion and just follow stats. Like Framber Valdez is never, ever going to fucking be on my team ever in my life. Yet he should be on my team.
True. I'm a little surprised.
And where he
Andrew
signs
Abbott.
may also determine his value even greater.
Andrew Abbott being there surprises me just a little bit, even though he was really good.
Yeah, he was really good. He was really good. Luzardo was really good. Matthew Boyd should get comeback player of the year votes.
I'm surprised Joe Ryan's that high because he kind of shit the bed after like August 10th.
Yeah, I agree with that. Scott White's down on Joe Ryan. He was accused of having a personal vendetta against Joe Ryan during the draft. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. It'll be interesting to see where Kelly lands. It'll be interesting to see if Ryan gets traded. It'll be, I mean, Rodon's not going to start the season. It'll be interesting to see if the Guardians trade Gavin Williams for a bat. And it'll be interesting to see if the Reds follow through on their potential threat to trade Hunter Green, or at least listen to offers for Hunter Green. So this first we'll start with mine. So this was my $2025 rankings going into the season. Right? Reagan's hurt, Cole hurt, Burns hurt, Kirby hurt, Cease sucks, Castillo, it's not 2020.
The Yelich pick wasn't bad.
Hurt, Gomes or Green hurt. I don't know how Yelich got in there. I don't know who else, and how Kirby got in there twice. Lopez hurt, Strider hurt.
Was Yelich supposed to be Freddie Peralta?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was. We've got. Hey, I'm not condoning this behavior, but if anybody wants to swat somebody that hasn't given us a sausage he promised, 903 North FM 156 in Ponder, Texas.
Apparently Syracuse Sausage needs some website work. Now I got to check it out after the show.
Oh, don't. It was like a fifth grader did it. It'll just make you angry. They picked up Sale's option today.
Yep.
You had Crochet. You had Crochet at 11. I had him at 8. I think we were both. If I remember correctly, you had Fromberg.
I did have Valdez. I hate Valdez. I'm surprised I had Hunter Green ranked higher than you.
I mean, Imanaga was hurt, right? I mean, Schwellenbach got hurt. Sonny Gray wasn't very good. Then he was. And now he wants to be traded, apparently. He's asking to be traded. George Kirby's been told he can pitch up to 50 innings in a start next year. There won't be any of that. I mean, Miller was hurt for a long time, but he was maybe their best pitcher in the postseason.
Yeah. Lopez got hurt.
You were far higher on Cease. I don't know how badly Cease has ruined you over time, how you were that high on him. But
that won't happen again.
Of any position, this is the one that gets crushed by injuries the most.
Sure.
And we were both a little lower on DeGrom than, as it turns out, we should have been, and neither of us were in on Eovaldi, and he was really, really great.
He was
really, really good. He was really good. And then this is the final closer rankings, and it shouldn't be. I mean, it doesn't make me happy.
I got to hear more about this app on another show from Uncle Ted.
Well, if you were paying attention early in the season, he told you about it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but you were too busy ripping me for one of my teams sucking or something, doing something.
I was too busy
other than paying attention to the show per usual.
I was cutting the 5th ranked pitcher at the end of the year because I was pissed he walked 6 guys in the game. Because I have no patience, which is why I finished last.
Yeah,
reason number 312.
But then when you look at this, I mean, Chapman was the best reliever in baseball this year.
Your buddy.
He was, yeah, my guy. Sweaty Aroldis. I mean, Diaz had a really good bounce back year. I mean, it's kind of hard to have a good closer when you got a shit team, but they did. We were all in on Lucas Ursich going into the season, and then they signed Estevez at the end of the year, and all he did was save 40-something games. I mean, but when you get down to, the guy that took the gambler, Kenny Rogers, the gambler spot, and then a guy that they tried to get out of his job over and over and over again, and a closer that turned back the clock on a bad team. Like this does kind of make Ted's point that, like, why take a closer?
Yeah.
Why take a closer? I mean, Duran was not great before. I mean, he was okay before he got traded to the Phillies. His value is going to be much higher going into the season. Who knows where Suarez is going to end up? I don't know if I don't remember if he's a free agent or if they're just talking about moving him. Oh, Dennis.
That's not right.
That's hurtful. It's hurtful. And then this was our rankings. So
I put Clase 1 even though I was down on him.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3 were exactly the same.
Just too many edibles.
I mean, Clase, never going to pitch in baseball again.
Nope.
Devin Williams probably be on the Rangers or the Marlins next year, or the Diamondbacks, because of what he's going to want to get paid. Miller may be a starter.
Biggest mistake they can make.
Felix Bautista's career might be over.
That's too bad.
Ryan Helsley, what the hell? I mean,
Iglesias sucked.
You know something? He did, and then he didn't. The second half of the year, he was as good as there was in baseball.
Actually, he did pick it up, yes.
He was really good. Like, we both had Duran at 10. Ryan Walker lost his job and then got it back and then lost it again and got it back. I mean, we were low on Munoz. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, Dennis, that's not your biggest mistake. That's a whole other show, pal. That's a whole other show, and it has nothing to do. Well, in your case, it has something to do with sausage, but the guy was wearing it. So that's a totally different thing. But even with these, but you're like, so Clase went in the first round of our draft.
Yep.
Miller went in the first round of our draft.
For context, we say 5, so it's really the 6th round. Got to remember that.
I think I took Devin Williams in what would have been the 8th round, in the 3rd round. Hader went super early. Diaz went super early. Like, these guys went early. We all, I mean, Bautista was pretty good. Bautista was pretty good until he got hurt. But again, How many save chances do you get when your team wins 79 games? Like, you don't get that many. And Hoffman had a ton of saves, but he's got a lot of Mitch Williams in him, that guy. A lot. I'd be surprised if he's a closer there next year. I really would.
I feel bad for him because he's from the town that I currently live in. And his quote that, I just cost everybody in here a World Series ring. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
You did. It sucks.
Yeah, you did. Just don't take it as hard as Donnie Moore did, and we'll all be good.
No, don't do that. None of
You just
that.
have to live with it, and you just have to. I mean, fortunately for you, Jeff Hoffman, you're in Toronto, where they care when they do, and the rest of the time they don't care about you. So it's okay. If you were back in Philly, they would have been throwing trash on your yard just like they did after Mitch Williams gave up the home run to Joe Carter. It's funny because they kept every time Sir Anthony Domingo came in, I couldn't help laughing because they hated him here. They wouldn't even call him Sir Anthony. They called him Mr. Tony. Like, they hated that guy here. They hated him. We're not, you know what? I'm not going to spend any more time on closers because we don't like them.
They're irrelevant.
They are irrelevant. They are the Mr. Irrelevant.
But you got it. Yeah, you and Uncle Ted, you're right. Look, all right. I was stupid with the Mason Miller pick. I still can defend it because I didn't have anyway. I had one pick in the first 36, needed one. But you can't just have none when saves is a category.
Yeah,
But I think you can wait until later because it's all a dime a dozen. They all get blown up.
Unless you commit to, I'm going to use 2 high picks on 2 elite closers, and I'm just going to win this category. Like if you said in round what would be 8 of our draft, I'm going to take Diaz in 8 and Munoz in 9, and then I have to worry about closer for the rest of the draft. That's a strategy.
Well, it is, but there's a problem with it because one, they get hurt because they're pitchers, and 2, it's volatile. 1 year they're really good, and 1 year they're terrible.
Well, they're not Mariano Rivera. They're just not. I mean, Bednar was astounding after he got called back up from the minors.
Yeah.
After he got called back, like he was sent down.
But he was so bad.
He was awful.
He was on my team.
Terrible. He couldn't throw strikes. And when he did throw strikes, they were flat and they were getting pounded. Like he was terrible.
Yeah.
On a team that needed any time they could get a save, they needed it. like he was just terrible. Then they sent him down. I'm bored. Okay.
See, that is.
I feel like I'm a little bored myself. So that's. So I'm going to take a long. I am going to take a long, hard look at outside of our league. Outside of our league, I'm going to take a long, hard look at rosters of teams that won leagues in Roto and see how much stock they put in the closer position, because I'm starting to lean more toward Ted, because one thing I haven't had a problem with in the last 5 years, I built a pitching staff. Like I have no problem building a pitching staff. And it's just like, I don't have a problem with pitchers getting injured for the most part. It's my hitters get injured. All my hitters get injured.
There were years. I'm going back probably to the 90s when I remember I took John Smoltz when he had 8,000 saves 1 year. I drafted him in the first round and he got hurt. And I was like, all right, I'm done. For my first incarnation, I'm saying I'm done with closers. The next year at like rounds 8 and 9, I drafted Trevor Hoffman and Bob Wickman. They were healthy the whole year. I thought they were going to be crap. And I ended up winning the saves category. I'll never forget it because it validated my opinion.
Right.
For that 1 year.
But fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me.
You got it.
I had to pause for a minute to see if I could actually remember the phrase.
You got it. Close enough.
That's pretty good.
I gathered your inference, so it's okay.
It'll be interesting because we reviewed them all now, so we've gone through every single position. It'll be interesting to stack the end of year final rankings for this year to the probably mid-February rankings by position. Because as we went through a lot of hitting, I mean, Jez Chisholm's was on 3 of these sheets.
Yeah.
He was a second, third, and outfield. He's not going to qualify it. He will qualify I think he got 20 games at third base. But O'Neal Cruz was on at the shortstop. He won't make the top 25 for outfield. I don't think he might. I'd be very surprised if he did. Where they sign his free agent's going to have a huge impact. I mean, Alonso's a great one. You know what he does at Citi Field. What if he goes to, I don't know, Houston, which is a better left-hand hitter's park? What if he goes to Seattle? So why they wouldn't re-sign Naylor on the cheap?
Yeah.
They said their budget's going to be the same, which gives them $35 million. which would allow them to re-sign Suarez and Naylor if that's the direction that they wanted to go.
Suarez might command.
You know,
I don't know what Naylor made this year. He had a sneaky good year because he stole a shitload.
His power numbers were down.
Yeah,
but the rest of his stats were really good.
Yeah,
Were really good. It looks like he's gonna want. He's going to be somewhere around 4 for 94. So that's $23.5 million a year. Last year he made 10.9.
Okay.
I mean, 4 for 94, 5 for 100 is in the same range that Christian Walker just got. And that's a pretty good comp. Suarez is 34. So he's not that old. He's not that old. And he's going to want some money. He was 15 million last year because he was at the end of a 7-year, $66 million deal that he signed with the Reds. And the 8th year was an option for 25, and Arizona picked that up for 15. So that's right. I mean, if they re-sign them both, it's going to be hard to squeeze them into 35 million unless they can talk Suarez into taking. If they can talk them both into taking 17 or 18, I think Suarez is going to want 30.
He's going to want a lot more than that.
He's going to probably get 22 or 23, right? What did Bregman get last year?
Yeah, this will be his last contract. He's going to want it all.
Well, that's Schwarber too.
Well, he's going to get paid.
Well, now we're in the world. When they were talking about Schwarber today, they were talking about the like in a world where they're getting their second. He's getting his second contract.
Yeah. I heard Schwarber to the Yankees today.
Yeah, I saw that too. The Yankees are going to be attached to everybody because they got a bunch of money coming off, and the Bellinger money is the Bellinger money, and I mean his Bregman was 40 million, 3 to 120.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy, yeah! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was his contract, 3 to 120, and he opted out. I think it's time. I think it's more years than it. With him, it's more years than anything else.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think he wants years. Story picked up his option today, which is a good move for him, and probably a good move for the Red Sox. Though it does create some challenges for them with Marcelo Meyer and Kristen Campbell, so they're going to have to figure that mess out. They need a first baseman in a worse way. I mean, the Tristan Cassis value is none at this point.
0.
Because he missed a season. He's going to be a throw-in. He could end up in Minnesota in a Joe Ryan trade. Minnesota would probably take him. I don't know. We'll talk about free agents next week. It'll be
next week.
It'll be interesting. I can bitch about Cody Bellinger next week.
You don't think he'll be back, or is he going to head to LA?
I think he's going to head across town.
Across town
for big money.
Well, the Mets are a destination franchise now.
They're going to spend out of their buttholes this year. You watch. They're going to make the Dodgers look like the friggin' Marlins. They're going to spend he's going to spend every dollar he's got left.
He's got to get some pitching in there, though.
You think?
A lot of pitching. A lot.
I mean, just like they're attached to the screwball rumors for obviously because they've got. I mean, they could trade Tong and a bunch of other prospects, but they need more than one starting pitcher. They need
2 or 3.
I mean, behind McClain, they need at least 2 more starting pitchers.
I mean, Senga lost all trust this year. Manaya's bad.
They still got to pay him.
They shouldn't even let Frankie Montas in spring training if he's under contract still, and I think he is.
Probably. I mean, it's their problem is that you can spend all the money you want. You spend it on the wrong guys.
True.
You spend it on the wrong guys, and you're so focused on spending all your time trying to sign Soto, who was great. He was great. No doubt about it. And all these pitchers are signing around him while they were focused on trying to add one big bat to stick it up the Yankees' ass. I mean, they could have signed Bellinger last year for half the money. And signed 2 real pitchers to go in their rotation. Not that little league rant that they threw out there for half the season.
You got it. All right. Next week, free agents.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Free agents.
Wednesday, 8 p.m. No World Series. You don't have the Dodgers. We don't have the Dodgers to kick around. We'll bitch about them.
We can still do that. All right. Thank you all for joining us.
Peace.
Dennis, Uncle Ted, everyone for chiming in. Enjoy your week.
Film the meetup. I want to see the meetup. Uncle Ted, Dennis Durkee meetup. Dad, just saying, you'll be very disappointed.
Sausage got to be good, though.
Well, sausage.